And we're live. Clary, how was your treadmill run?
It was short. I had to kind of keep it short because I'm potentially going to go for a hike with two 14-year-old boys, and not in a Vincent LaRosa way, no, more in like a related nephews sort of thing. So, but as 14-year-old boys are want to do, so we could go for this amazing hike. If not, I think I may go. I met some buddies through the latest group of guys that came down for the Fresh and Fit interview, and some of
Hmm.
these guys are local, so they might go. So we'll see, we'll see. But I have a question though for you.
Sure.
What happened? I saw this picture of this disheveled, beleaguered man yesterday, all 5 o'clock shadowy, and you look a lot like him, but you're really cleaned up and shiny even.
Well, I told you this earlier. I ended up doing a interview this morning with Good Day Chicago, which is the local Fox affiliate, Fox 32.
Mm.
It went pretty well. I mean, I had the questions in advance, so it wasn't like I had to think on my feet. I kind of wish you were saying, I wish I could show it, but it would be a copyright violation, so I can't. Otherwise,
Don't
I'd
they have a
stream it.
link?
They haven't put a link yet, but what I do have is like my YouTube TV up on my other monitor here, so I could present it and share it. But like you said, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, just they'll come out with the show. Just get the link and share it with your buddy. I mean, I hate it's not to slam on Good Morning Chicago, the local Fox 23 affiliate or whatever is down there, but
Mm.
more people are probably going to watch this than people watch the TV show. No, I'm serious. Like over time, I mean, it's that quaint television in the morning show that I'm sure some people, the 60 plus really tune in, but
Yeah,
no one's really
no one's
watching
watching.
television anymore. Yeah, so it's not like it's not the boost it used to be. Shoot, look at
Yeah,
Rolo. He went on what's his name? Dr. Phil, and nothing really happened.
never saw that.
It was good. Rolo did real, even with the editing that you could see that the Dr. Phil people did to make him look bad. Rolo still came out looking pretty darn good.
Cool. How
Yeah.
long ago was that?
Yeah, a month ago.
Oh, I'll see if I can dig it up.
Yeah, it's out there.
Well, Clary, I do want to congratulate you for getting 100,000 subscribers.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Aren't they going to send you like a plaque or something like that?
You have to apply for the plaque
And I'm sure you're going
because
to do that.
I applied, and there's all these like, oh, you couldn't have had a strike against you, and we have to audit it. And I even made a meme. Um, I am just appalled the amount of labor YouTube and Google in general waste on just having to manage all the content. Like it has to be filtered. Where it's like, look, for all them, think about this. Hear me out on this. What if YouTube and Google and Facebook and all these people, instead of spending literally billions of dollars combined on censors and content editors and all this other, what if they spent like just half of that on a help desk or
Hmm.
customer support? What if you could actually call someone? They could even charge like, well, you got to pay to have contact, and you will, it's $25 to contact someone live. It's $50 to have English be their native language. I'm serious. Why don't, but they will. And so I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be just a robot where, oh, this guy got 100,000. We send him an automatically generated email. They tell us where to mail the plastic trophy. No, they got to go through it and edit it. And I'm just like, okay, I don't care. I got the 100,000. Cool. Yeah. But I did get that. And maybe the trophy comes in. Maybe I have to file an appeal. Maybe it goes before a judiciary, but not until YouTube pisses away at least 100 hour of the shareholders' money will I know for a fact.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's pretty much what we're limited to. I mean, I know there's Rumble and these other platforms, but I
Mm.
tried watching something on Rumble the other day and streaming it. It's just sort of not it's not there yet in terms of being fully like functional, I think.
Yeah, I mean they got bandwidth issues and all that. I mean they're starting up. I like Rumble as a platform, but my main concern, I gotta get Amir from MGTOW TV on, um, these platforms, oh, go to Odyssey, go here, go there. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
do you allow me to multi-stream where I could stream starting in YouTube and I can broadcast it to all of yours? No, they don't allow it. And I'm thinking like, you just give up because like that should be your number one thing. Like go raise some freaking money, and that's what you need to focus on. But they don't. So I don't know. I got an account there, but I haven't uploaded anything.
Hmm. Well, so today it's going to be a little bit different. Y'all are used to me like ranting about clients and just talking about shit that pisses me off, and I know that's very entertaining. I'm
Mhm.
sure Clary likes my pain, as
I
do
do.
most of
I do.
you. But I've just been so busy with tax work this week that I didn't even really think of a topic, or and I don't even have any great stories right now. But Clary actually got a request, an asshole consulting request, and it was related to accounting. And so I called him earlier today and was like, "Can we just do that on my channel and bang it out?" And so that is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So I've got it in front of me. I'll go ahead and read it here.
Okay. Let me follow along.
Okay. So you don't use people's first names, do you?
Don't mention
Yeah.
the company he works for, and don't use names, and like because a lot of people they think they're being anonymous and they're not.
Hmm.
So you could yeah, change his name and change the company he works for and his title.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does mention a university here. I shouldn't mention that one either, right? I'll just read it. Um, Hey, Aaron. I've been familiar with your work since I heard commercials for Enjoy the Decline on the Tom Likas show. Oh, that's right. You did.
Oh yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
That's cool. Gary and Dino.
Mhm.
That's when I learned the importance of not fucking up and began my road to recovery from being a stupid millennial. I fucked up by going to a state school and racking up stupid student loans for a worthless degree in, should I say the degree or
Yes, you could say the degree. Yeah.
psychology? He got a degree in psychology. Instead of working bullshit jobs, I got into accounting software support. Tired of sounding like a fool on the phone when helping customers, I went to community college. I cash flowed that and picked up accounting courses, which I was good at. I'm almost 40 and I need help with the next steps. I have a couple ideas that I'd like to run by you as you've seen them all. Right now, I'm a
Thing.
I'm a
He's
consultant implementing accounting software.
mhm.
I have my certification.
Certification and a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Just
no
things and stuff
stuff. Yeah,
for
in my
people.
in my current role implementing software, I have downtime where I'm able to pick up additional certifications for things. The money from my job is good and pays the bills. Given my worthless degree, I want to beef up my accounting bona fides so I can pick up side gigs. I can see it going two ways: get an associate's degree from the local community college, or go dicks out for a master's online, like a certain university that you can
Mhm.
do online. Community college is going to require another 10 courses and take longer. Online masters is going to have me do some prereq work before moving into real accounting work. Then, with the masters, I can sit for the CPA. Do you see anything that I'm missing? How would I calculate the ROI on something like this? I know there's a gulf in tuition, but then there's the hours that are spent. There's also a difference in income potential. I value your and Chad Elkins' opinions, as you've heard enough of these stories and have the data points that I don't have. I don't think well, he says he didn't think he needed a video response, but an
Well, I think
email
he
is
paid.
fine.
Hang on. uh,
He did.
I'm interested. Did he pay for a video response? He paid. Um,
Let's see.
he didn't say.
Yeah, I see your response, and you mentioned doing one with me, and so he knew it was
Oh,
a
but yeah, if
video.
it was with you, then it's applied. It's going to be a video because I
Yeah.
can't. I mean, I could have you write an email, but it's going to be of benefit to other people as well. So, yeah.
Eh,
All right. So let me go through the questions I asked him, which you don't have. I said, yeah, let me get Elkins on it. Have you ever had your IQ tested? Also, have you worked 80 hours in a week? And if so, how long did you keep it up? Video response. Yeah. Okay. So he says, I had my IQ tested probably as a kid, but I haven't had it tried as an adult. I read Chris the High IQ and it hit home. Do you have a test you recommend? I've seen some free ones, but I just wanted to ask. The Queendom one is about the most official you're going to find online. I worked 2 jobs when I left my mom's house back when I was 16. The last time I worked 80 hours a week was before I met my girlfriend 7 years ago. Since then, I've worked salary jobs and just stopped tracking hours. All right, so he does have the capacity. He has the intelligence and capacity to take on the master's degrees. That's the reason I asked those questions, because he's smart enough and he is able to work 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I wish I could have asked him is, and this will be kind of part of our answer, what we're talking about. I've talked about a lot about getting the CPA. You've encouraged other people to do it where it made sense. I just you shouldn't just get the CPA without having some kind of knowledge about what you might want to do with it. So I kind of wish I could have asked him, have you researched what roles you might want to do in accounting? Like, do you want to
Mhm.
shift over from what you're doing into doing like corporate accounting, end of month and variance analysis and all that? Do you want to move into public accounting where you do audits? Do you want to maybe do tax, which all of you have heard me talk about, a ton. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, I wish I knew what he might want to do with it.
Well, he says, I want to beef up my accounting bona fide so I can pick up side gigs.
Side gigs, okay.
Side gigs, yeah.
If you want, yeah, you know what, man? If you want to have a side business in accounting, all you really can do are two major things here. One is bookkeeping, which you really don't need to get a CPA for. And you know what the other one is. The other one is doing tax prep, which again, it's great to have a CPA. I mean, you can market the hell out of that. And that's what I do. But as you've heard me preach, you don't actually need a CPA to be able to start a side business with that because of the EA, the Enrolled Agent Certification. I mean,
Mm.
what did you think when you read this?
I was taking it more from aim high always. Kind
Mhm.
of like, well, why, if you're going to put the effort into it, why not get your CPA? But you do bring up a point. If he just wants some simple side income for a fraction of the effort he's going to have to put into getting a CPA, both going to school and getting a master's,
Yeah.
paying, not to mention the fees and all that, and doing that, and then sitting for the CPA, you're right. It's going to be a fraction of the effort to just go take some. I don't know how many times we said this. Go get certified in QuickBooks Online,
Yeah.
and you could just start doing bookkeeping. So what I would say for this guy, like, how much money do you want to make on your side gig? And do you want your side gig to inevitably replace your main day gig? I think what would be best, I don't know, maybe you have a different opinion on this, but you didn't straight go for your CPA. You had several years experience. So I'm thinking that might be a little bit good for him, is for him to do this more incrementally. Get your QuickBooks certification, start doing bookkeeping, go to the local community college, get an associate's if you want, but kind of take it step by step and reevaluate at each step. And then you may say, nah, I don't need to get a CPA. I already make $65 an hour doing bookkeeping right now. I
Yeah.
can't keep up. And maybe then get his EA. And then he'd say, all right, is it worth going getting a master's degree instead for that CPA test? And I'm going to speculate, if he sounds like a single guy without any kids, just has a girlfriend.
Mhm.
I don't know, how much money do you need to make?
Well, I just so he says he's almost 40 and
Mhm.
man, I got my CPA when I was 31 and I got to say that was like I felt like I was pretty old to do it and I did not like doing it. I mean, I was sitting there with kids that were 22 and 23, at these
Mhm.
study classes and everything. I just I hate to dissuade him from going balls out for the CPA, but it's kind of like you said, we need more clear of a goal aside from just having, a side gig. And I just think that I don't think I would go straight for that, considering all the time and money that he would have to invest in that.
Yeah.
So I don't think he should do it, actually.
Yeah. I think going, versus the high or low road, I'd go the low road because he already has a real job.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's kind of mid management. It's not like he's, entry level and doesn't make money. He's get health insurance through that company as well,
Hmm.
no doubt. So I would, yeah, just start off as a side gig. And another thing, I don't know about you, but I did everything I was told up until about 30. And then
Hmm.
I gave my finger to the boomer world, and said F you, and I started living. I don't know if at 40 you want to keep becoming the corporate man. Like, don't you want to go have fun? And I think using bookkeeping in the EA, just doing it kind of low key, is more than enough to get him a nice little side income. But also, if he wanted to, he could just like, no, I'm going to go have fun now. I don't need my daytime job anymore. I'm going to make my 40 grand a year or whatever on my side gigs from remotely from a van down by the river. So, I think the CPA might be a little bit much, especially for his like personal goals and personal life right now.
So obviously we can't say the company he works for, but I mean, I actually know people who have become certified with this particular
Hmm.
company, and the company itself did move them into different roles and departments. Like some of them became financial analysts, other just became, they started working in the accounting department.
Hmm.
So I mean, if he did want to just find a way to make a pivot within the same company, then I could see getting a CPA, I could see getting that degree, it doesn't sound like he wants to do it, and I don't think he really should put forth that type of investment unless he really
I
wants
also
to.
know that's a large company, and I know the
Yes.
politics of the company. F that, I
Yes.
wouldn't. You couldn't pay me enough to be a management. Like I would not get a CPA to work for that firm.
No, 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 no.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
They have a
if
terrible. Yeah.
yeah, if anything, I'd be like, no, I need to get out of this company. But I mean, maybe he enjoys his job. Maybe he's doing well. It sounds like he's doing well. I mean, not everyone hates bad companies or has bad jobs at bad companies, but like getting promoted within that firm, absolutely not. There's no way I would like want to hang my hat there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say, just kinda hit pause on pursuing this degree and this certification. If you say, "You know what? I'm gonna offer him a deal." If you see this video and you wanna clarify, go ahead and email me. Like, you don't have to bother Claire with it. You can email me because if there's something I'm missing, I actually would like to know about it because maybe my answer would change a little bit. But I mean, as it stands, just start getting those certifications, become a bookkeeper. If you like
Yeah,
bookkeeping, consider doing tax.
yeah.
Yeah.
But are you going to teach him how to have the perfectly coiffed hair and shaved face, like and the sheen? Where do I get the sheen? Do I go to Sheen is Us, or where do I go to get the sheen?
Sheen, you just have to be winning, 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 winning all the time. This is
I
the most. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say I know you said you've been busy and all that, but I got a picture of you and some of one of our dentist friends giving me a finger at a sports ball game. And then I
Tues
called you last night and you were out and about. It sounded like having fun at dinner. I mean, is this are you really suffering there this tax season?
Let me start with Tuesday night. I did
Uh,
go to a sports ball game, a hockey game with my dentist slash personal trainer slash good friend who I'm lifting with later today.
Good for you.
And so yeah, my team won, so we liked that. And then last night when you called me, I was actually with two ladies who are both accountants, friends of mine.
It's a horrible life, man. This is a real bad busy season for you. Oh,
You
okay.
you want to take a guess where we were?
The Golden Nugget.
O'Shaughnessy's. You've been to
Oh,
O'Shaughnessy's, remember? It's
Shaughnessy's.
just
Okay,
down.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, no, I've been there. All right. Well, it's one of those two places. You don't go anywhere else.
Not now, yeah.
Mm.
So when you called, I had my laptop in front of me. I had my second screen there. I had my, chicken club wrap, and I had my beer. And I had both of their tax documents, and I'm just,
Oh, they're clients. They're not.
yeah, they're clients, but they're friends too.
Right.
Like I like
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right. So you got some work done.
got some work done. So it is actually really busy because we are down. It's less than 3 weeks, you guys. If you haven't filed by now and you're still getting your shit together, you're running out of time. I basically said that on that interview this morning. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
the guy asked me, what's the biggest mistake that people make? And I said this much more eloquently, but I'm like, not getting me shit on time and
Mm-hmm.
expecting me to work a miracle at the, right up against the deadline.
Right. Right.
So it's busy. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised you haven't had any agitation since your last podcast. There's been no f ups on your part or other people's parts.
There's been some minor ones, but truthfully, I don't think they'd be very good stories. It's just people that have like overlooked the same fucking documents that they overlook every year. Without getting specific, very quickly, somebody forgot to upload something, as they always do. They forget to
Mm-hmm.
do it. And so I went to go remind them of that. I literally found the email that I wrote them almost to the day a year ago. Clary, I just copied and pasted word for word and stuck it in there, changed 2021 to 2022. And then that was it. So, yeah.
You should get some, just save these template emails like reminder to upload signature
Yeah.
form, reminder to 1090. Yeah. I mean, I'd save that. I mean, most of
They're
my
in there.
emails I respond to ASL consulting requirements are pretty template. So
I will tell you this. This is just from this week. There are so many anti Aaron Clarys that I did have to deal with this week. What's one thing I don't like about what you do concerning your quarterlies?
I pay early and I overpay.
So this week I dealt with people who didn't pay, and if they did try to pay, they paid so late that it applies to 2023
All
instead of
right.
2022.
Right.
So I did have to break some bad news to people, and of course, one of them tried to shoot the messenger, and I shot back with, his paperwork that said, "You see where that says tax year 2023 on it instead of 2022 there? Jorge, not his real name." And so yeah, I got him to see the light, but he wasn't exactly gracious about it. Um,
So I'm confused. Would you prefer Aaron Clary's or the anti-Aaron Clary's? What if you had a choice between the two? Which one do you want them early and overpaying, or do you want them late and not paying enough?
I guess with Aaron Clary, I don't mind early. I just hate to see you overpay so much like that. But I mean, we'll fix
I'm not
that.
doing it this year. Yeah, because I overshot. I was like, well, okay, this is nuts. So I now, of course, it's because I had solar panels, which this year I'm also getting.
Yes,
I'm
good
getting a battery
deduction.
bank put in. Yeah, so I gotta be a little bit more conservative. That being said, that new course I launched is actually generating a fair amount of revenue. So I will have to
Nice.
kind of calculate that as well. But yeah, I was just the last time I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to have that money put in my bank account somewhere.
Man, sounds like you're killing it this year, and that's great.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It's kind of nice. Like the minimalism thing is where you don't need the money.
Hmm.
It's really, and then also you get all this extra money. And like, oh, great. But you bought everything that you need and should have bought.
Hmm.
And now I'm kind of like, oh, but it is that overseas property fund is actually kind of filling up here relatively. No, it is. It's nice. I'm eternally thankful for everyone that, whether it's a super chat, even Dre with his $1,200,000 super chat, and he should just call them super insults, is what we should really call them, super insults. No, it's starting to add up, and now it's like all this stuff. Like, oh, geez, I don't have to worry about money. I can afford. I
It's a
don't
good
care about the
feeling.
price of gas. Yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay, so well, you probably don't want to share this, Lauren. I'm just curious if you've
Mm.
looked into more about where overseas you might be interested in, but
It's there's nothing major has changed. The only thing that has changed that's worth noting is originally I had a spreadsheet that the great one helped do the research for because I didn't have time. So I got this, and it was old school economics, like debt to GDP, labor force participation rates, da 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 da. And I'm not that I'm going to discount those things, but I'm almost wholesale putting those secondary to obesity rates,
mm,
traffic, um, traditionalism, which is hard to measure. Like if you're a theocracy, that'd be very traditional. Asian countries very traditional because I'm all sick of this. Celebrate me because I'm a Bulbasaur sexual, or
yeah.
today I identify. I'm sick and tired of the mental. I'm looking for cultural stability. So not that I would like to live in a theocracy, which is kind of a form of a dictatorship, but I'll take Dubai over pretty much California any day.
Hmm.
So it's going from where it's not even about economic freedom necessarily. It's like, can I show up and you generally admit that generally the majority is men and women. There are other, but if there are other, we're not like rushing them to the front of society and bowing down and worshiping them and saying everyone else who's normal is a scumbag. Like I don't want to I don't want that. I want to go to where I see a billboard. There's a pretty woman up on the billboard.
Hmm.
I want to go there and I want to be the guy who looks different than everybody else. I want like, oh, you're all this type and you're proud of your type and you're going to keep it that way. And matter of fact, you don't trust me. I like that because that means you're going to like be stable. So that's where so we're looking at
Asia.
Asia,
Hmm.
not China, maybe Croatia, some of the former Soviet
Croatia.
bloc.
Yep.
Yeah. The problem I have with Central Europe is the snow, but I can go elsewhere. Dubai, even Saudi Arabia. I'm not ruling it out. Probably I won't like it, but I'm not ruling it out. And then some other places like I've heard good things about Panama, Belize, and Paraguay. But I gotta get boots on the ground and go there.
You remember how I had I might have even linked you up with him, is Nick Schumacher.
Yes,
He's an
Nick.
EA.
Yeah, yep.
I think if you want to learn more about Paraguay, you should definitely talk to him because he seems to
He's the
praise it
one that
so much.
recommended it. Yeah, him and then the Legal Mindset, which is run by a guy named Andrew. He is out in Korea, and he obviously favors Korea. So that's the problem, man. Seth Himes is in Thailand.
Right.
Matt Tran is in the Philippines. So you got to go to, and Modern Life John is Japan. So
Japan, yeah.
yeah, you got to go to these places like, okay, is this for me? Because, Modern Life John, believe it or not, is a different person than me and probably has slightly different interest and taste. So,
just a little bit.
But that's where it is. But it's just going to be work, man. It's just freaking work. And I don't want to fly. I don't want to fly anymore.
Well, you would have hated I've been flying to and from my Southern Command like constantly for the last year and a half.
Yeah. How long is that flight? Hour and a half?
Couple hours. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that bad then.
It's not bad at all. And I got elite status on a certain airline, which I don't know if you like that airline. So
American? United?
American, yeah.
I don't like American.
I don't like United.
Yeah. Spirit never failed me, man. I feel bad if I haven't been able to fly Spirit because it's Allegiant that flies mostly in Allegiant and Delta is almost what I've been flying exclusively because those are the only airlines. I don't think Spirit never flies to Rapid City, so I've had to kind of break off our love affair with Spirit, unfortunately.
Delta is known to be the best these days. The only time I've flown Delta in the last several years was that second time I visited you guys in South Dakota. It was Delta. It was cool.
Yeah. No, Delta's pretty nice. I don't know. I am shocked. Oh, I can't. I'll never fly. Like if they keep canceling your flights, I get it. But I only fly Delta. I'm like, why? You get an extra bag of peanuts. It's a 2 to 3 hour experience. What do you care?
Who cares?
I just kind of get me there and don't crash the plane, and I'm happy. Though I will admit, so I go out hiking in the Vegas area. And you could see there's no trees, so you could see the sky for miles around. And it's happened many times where you'll see this plane against this bright blue sky, and the Spirit Airlines planes just pierce. Like you could see them a mile away, yellow, and they fly over. You're like, oh, I remember the good times, and then they land. But no Spirit Airlines for me for a while.
I've never actually flown Spirit. I have this real quick question for you. I know they can charge, obviously they're charging for luggage and things like that, and you pay when you check the luggage in. One thing I haven't been able to figure out, say you have a backpack, so they're charging you for carry-on. How does that work? Like, do they just say you can't?
You have a personal item and it has to fit in their box. So they got a box. Now, I will admit fully up front that places like Frontier and Spirit, their business model is to get you at the end. So you sign up at the low price. You think you and your friends are going to bring 5 pieces of luggage each. You get there, you're screwed. That's your flight. And then all of a sudden you're paying sometimes $100 for an extra carry-on. For me, and for those of you who are intelligent enough to listen and follow rules, it is the best thing ever because as long as you have a backpack that fits in there, which I do because I have clothes and equipment and stuff in the Southern Command. I have stuff obviously in the Northern Command. If you just need to bring a laptop and maybe some toiletries, Spirit and Frontier or any of these discount airlines are for you. You show up, you get your little backpack, you walk right on. There's nothing. And you can get a flight. I've gotten flights round trip, Minneapolis to Vegas for $38.
Damn. I guess I was just curious how it worked if the backpack didn't fit in there. Like, do they stop you and say you owe $20 or something like that?
That's why go here. Let's also admit this. Spirit Airlines, because it's cheaper and there is a correlation between poverty and stupidity. All right. They're banking on you guys being lazy and dumb and not looking this stuff up. This is also why you'll see a lot of like, not even fights in the plane. You'll see fights at the counter because kind of Spirit did lie to these people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these people are not paying attention to the, are you bitch and whine about it? It's like, guys, you're not flying the family out there with 3 pieces of luggage each, right? If it is the Bachelor Airlines, you grab your satchel, you get on the plane and you go. So as long as you know that and you follow the rules, you could get on the plane. So they even tell you online, however many inches by however many inches. And I use one of those laptop backpacks that Asian Matt got me. Remember Asian Matt? Yeah. So he got me that. It works fine. You follow the rules. You could screw over Spirit because there's no way Spirit is making money on me. Not $38 flying me 2,000 miles round trip. There's no way.
Well, back in October, the candidate had to take a work-related trip. On the way to Florida, she
Mhm.
flew Spirit. She said it was
Mhm.
fine. On the way back from Florida, she had to fly Frontier, which is apparently horrible. So
Really?
she didn't like Frontier at all. I've never
Hmm.
flown either. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I've never had any trouble at all. There's one time a fight broke out in Spirit in the back of the plane, and that was it wasn't bad, but I was kind of like, maybe it's worth the extra $12 to be put up front.
Yes.
And it is. It is not because you necessarily avoid the peanut gallery in the back, but you just the efficiency and speed. Again, these are dumb people. Okay. You're not Delta. I would love to see a time like how long it takes the average person to get off a Delta flight versus Spirit or Frontier. Because you got Jess up and Honey, remember, is it Honey Boo Boo who's the fat chick
Yeah.
in the South? Right. This you got all your Honey Boo Boos and they're fat. I mean, okay, here, I got it. I got it. What do you think? Where do you think the line processes faster? Nordstrom's or Walmart?
Boy, if it's here, I wouldn't know, but probably Nordstrom's in most places.
Right. So you're dealing with all the fat, dumb people, the Walmart people on
Yeah.
Spirit and Frontier. So if
Yeah.
you're up front, you don't have Honey Boo Boo delaying everyone on the back half of the plane because she's so fat she can't get her luggage down or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, all that stuff, grabbing their air tank, their oxygen tank. So if you drop the extra 5, 10, 15, $20 and you're sitting up front somewhere, you just it's worth it. And then okay, you're paying $85 for round trip to Vegas.
I'll give them a chance sometime then if I ever need them.
You know.
So, well, Claire, we got. Oh, well, before we move to super chats, did you have
Mhm.
anything else that you wanted to add for the guy who needed advice? Or I think we covered it probably.
I think we covered it. I think he's in a
Yeah.
good situation. I would just say piecemeal it one step at a time because yeah, that CPA is serious stuff, and I think he should be moving to more of an enjoyment phase of life at 40.
Yeah, if he was like 23 years old, I might have a different piece of
Mhm.
advice, but I just don't think I'd put all my eggs in that basket at this point.
Yeah.
So, all right, what we got here? We got Red Hawk. What's up, Red Hawk?
Hey, Tom Landrum's in the house.
Yeah, Tom's in here. We were
Tom's
chatting earlier. Yep.
oh, cool. Red Hawk, $2. Chad on Fox News. That'll get him Doug Girls. How many offers from women have you received this morning so far?
This is probably about the seventh time I've been on the Chicago News, and nobody has ever. I've never gotten anything about it. All that happened was a couple clients were like, "Oh, saw you on the news." That's it.
I like the commercial you were on for what was the commercial? Where
The
the
vodka.
where the window washing thing
Oh,
is
the
going
vodka
up?
commercial. Yeah, that was
The
a good
vodka
one.
commercial. Do people know about that vodka commercial?
No, because I think they went out of business
Oh,
actually.
did they? Oh, okay. Oh.
Shit, I can't even remember the name of the vodka, but oh well. All right. Thanks, Red Hawk. Good to see you, man.
Grady Shy, $2. How does one gain bookkeeping experience besides quarterly books? QB?
QuickBooks.
QuickBooks. All right.
You just have to. It's like anything. You practice it a little bit. Honestly, when you take the QuickBooks certification, like you will essentially learn how to do bookkeeping.
Mm.
I would recommend just if you have to watch a video or maybe even take a quick course, just you have to understand, obviously what a balance sheet is and an income statement and how they all kind of fit together. That's
Yeah.
not rocket science. I mean, right?
Yeah, no, it isn't. But here's the other thing that I think everyone should, especially if you're a bookkeeper, learn the accounting cycle. Like have that thing printed off and put up on the wall.
Yeah.
And it just takes you step by step from the general ledger entries to parsing them out into different
Yeah.
T accounts to trial balances, and then how it all dumps out into your income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. I would follow that. That's what I would. And then I would almost it really depends if you can find such an opportunity. But if you got a buddy who's like running some small little shop, go through and do that 3 times for 3 small little, even if it's like, oh, I'm a YouTuber and I got all these receipts. See
Hmm.
if you can't create the income statement balance sheet and do their tax, fill out the
Yeah.
tax forms and all that using QuickBooks like 3 or 4 times. And once you do that, then you'll there's just following the rules, but then there's understanding conceptually what you are doing in order to account for all transactions and deliver the final product of an income statement and a balance sheet.
It's not hard. I honestly feel like anybody could do it.
Mhm.
So I'll read this real quick from Nick is Steve. Chad, you should replace Cappy with someone of value like Ivy. And how is the
Mhm.
dog of real
I
value?
don't know. I haven't seen her in 3 weeks.
Oh man.
I know, I know. I've texted the owner many times, and we're all on. It's not like there was a falling out or anything. She just really likes her boyfriend, and I don't get to see Ivy anymore. So I asked if they were coming back anytime so I could take the dog out, but she says, yeah, sometime soon. But yeah, man, these stupid people falling in love and living their lives and not knowing that,
So
I just
selfish.
selfish. Yeah. I, I miss this stupid dog. It's sad.
Well, she's a great dog. I met her.
She is. Yeah. Mark Rushton Gallery, $5. Went to VITA, volunteer income tax assistance yesterday to help a friend file for 2020 and 2021. Nice people. He's getting $100 back.
So Mark is one of my clients that I actually got through you because he was a fan of you and found my channel. Great guy.
Cool.
That's nice of you, Mark. Many eons ago, I actually did volunteer at Vita down in downtown Chicago, and I mean, I just everybody's situation was such a mess. I mean, even if they had like one W-2 and one little brokerage statement, they still couldn't get it together.
I would
So,
say, no, I understand. I would say your average person, and I'm not even slamming on people being stupid. I'm saying your average intelligent person, you can't do the taxes.
right.
And if we just had a sales tax, that would all go away. And you wouldn't have this mistake or nightmare.
You know, I agree with that. So,
I know you do.
yeah. Clary, I don't know if this will make you happy or sad.
Probably not. Oh, look at this. Look at this. My truth with 20 traitorous dollars. Perfect due to ask if your customers are asking you, Cappy, to go investigate different markets locations. Does it part of this research count as a deductible for research for your customers? Chad, any guys for Cappy's expense? Yeah, if I were to if I originally tell me if this would be correct, Chad, if I originally had the intention of producing a product based off of my travels overseas to global reconnaissance,
Yeah.
then my receipts would become tax deductible. But if this is just for me for personal living,
Right.
then
Yeah.
it's not deductible. Right.
The example I use a lot of the time is, remember how Roosh used to like go to different countries abroad and then
He
kind
was
of
doing that for
write
work.
about
Yeah.
them? Yeah. So, I mean, that's an example of when you're able to write off pretty much everything because that's the only reason. I mean, he went there to have fun, but that's why he went to those countries was also for
Correct.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking for an alternative place to live, I mean, I could maybe make the argument and then percent would be deductible where it's like, okay, where do I set up my new company? That
Mhm.
would be tax deductible. But and Chad, you could speak to this. Dude, I don't want my entire life where I got to save this receipt. I got to say, is this deductible? Is everything I'm doing? It's like sometimes I just want to ride my motorcycle, not take a damn picture, not
Yeah.
put it up on Instagram for freaking marketing purposes.
The only other thing I want to mention with this is, you know how I went in on a property in Hawaii with my sister last year,
Hmm.
kind of an Airbnb thing. If you're going somewhere to investigate, like buying a property or whatever, and you're going to collect rent on it, you actually can write that off because the
Yeah,
income theoretically will come in through the rental property. So you can write off, the expenses to
correct.
find it. So
Yeah.
there's something you could do. Cynic.
Syndicate Chief, $5. Still need online tax checklist. I'm learning solid JS and need a project to practice it with. What features do you need and want for a check? Dude, Cynic is a great programmer. Go with it. And if you
Nice.
need anything, talk to
Yeah,
him.
Cynic. Let me get through, the next few weeks tax season here, and I may reach out to you about this. This was a show that I did. I think it was just me. It was on St. Patrick's Day. I was kind of whining about how I screwed up and wasn't demanding enough about how
Mm.
people needed to get me their shit. And an online checklist would be a good way to do it because people just ignore. You know how I send out that email in January every
Yeah,
year,
the
and
ones I ignore.
I was just gonna say, do you actually read that?
No, because I
Nobody.
know what you need me to do.
Well, people who don't know that really should read it because they make the
Right.
same mistakes every year, and
Right.
there you go. So an online checklist would probably be helpful with that. So Cynic, thank you. I may reach out to you in a little while. Clary, this is actually a great story. This is a good friend of mine who I met because he was one of your followers back in 2016, and
Mhm.
he lives near my parents, and they first moved there, and I met him back then. So I'll read
Oh,
this
didn't
one.
you guys go get a cigar or something? Yeah,
Multiple
yeah,
times,
yeah. Okay,
multiple
I
we
know this guy.
always go to
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
cigar lounge, it's
yeah.
so fun, and so I saw him a few months ago in November when I was visiting them in New Mexico, and, I thought you'd like, his comments here. There's a
Mm.
number of options that favor traditionalism in both Latin America and Southeast Asia that are solid for a dude expat, with an internet business like Clary, and he mentions these: Uruguay,
Yes.
Nicaragua, and Taiwan. Uruguay's great. I've actually been there.
You've been there?
I
Okay.
have. I've never been to Taiwan. I lived in Honduras growing up, which is next to Nicaragua. Like back then, Nicaragua had a reputation for being a little bit dangerous because they had a bit of a civil war going on there. I don't know what it's like now. But Central America might be.
I guarantee if I go to Nicaragua, they're not like spending 80% of their GDP celebrating people because of different traits, and they might be not straight. I have a feeling if I go there, it's just gonna be men and women doing their thing, hanging out, being Nicaraguans.
Yeah. Here's another one from Freddie Moses. Would recommend Bulgaria for Cappy. Dirt cheap, can buy a property on the side of a mountain for under 20K. Great hiking. I don't know much about Bulgaria, actually.
I know it snows in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Yeah. My truth for $5. I'm gonna send you my Delta Friends link so when you sign up, I can get my medallion shiny bro dude status business, Cappy. Am I right? Making moves, bro. Yeah, I will. If I ever do get that plastic trinket, I'll show it. I'll do an unboxing, and then we can finally auction off my Carlson degree. I'm gonna auction off my college degree so somebody else can have it.
I thought you already did that, actually.
I did, but I didn't have. I had to work on the house, so we'll go back to doing that. And I got to figure out a way to do it right, like where you actually have an auction and people can bid on it, and it's live.
What's up, homeschool time?
Arturo Galindo,
Galindo.
$5. Taking a break from studying, had to show some support. Look at that, Arturo.
Well, thanks,
helping you out,
Arturo.
man.
Are you studying for something accounting related, or tell us in the chat? Oh, Clary, this one's gonna
If it's
make your
hat and
day.
clogs, I'm gonna be pissed. If it's hat and clogs. Oh, okay, Afton. $2 super sticker. All right. Can you see what it is?
I can't see what it is. Guys, tell us what the super sticker is. Probably a farting cat with a
Farting cat. I'm just gonna go as Mexican poops. That's all he does.
Mexican
He's not
poops?
I don't see raccoons. I don't see rabbits. I don't see anything different. He's just telling me secretly that he's the one that clogged my toilet that you had to unclog.
Atham, I'll be seeing you in about, what is it, 7 or 8 weeks from now? Probably about 7 weeks. So, oh, what's up, Super Pilotish? I believe that is it. I have heard a lot about Colombia, but I don't know how safe it is to live there. So
I don't know. It's better than Detroit. It's better than Chicago. No, I'm serious. Better than San Francisco.
everything's better than Chicago.
Yeah, I just here's one I want to go to a country where adults don't poop in the streets. Not because they're too like I understand if you're dirt poor and there's no toilets. I get that you got to poop in the streets. But when you are in a first world nation and your adults still poop in the streets, I don't want to be there. So yeah, I don't think Koreans poop in the street. I don't think the
Avoid Portland.
Taiwanese poop in the street. Yeah, Portland they do. Seattle they
Don't go
do.
there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go there. But I'm just going to guess, the Laotians, they probably don't poop in the street.
Arturo's studying for the BEC section of the CPA exam. I hated that section, man. BEC is where they put every other piece of crap category that doesn't belong in tax, audit, or regular accounting. So it's just, it's shit. Good luck, Arturo. It's not known to be difficult. It's just tedious and boring. So that was my second lowest. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
You got anything you want to add to any of this, Clary?
No, that's all. I mean, I guess for those of you who are interested in all these, career advice things, my new course out, it's called The Dad You Never Had. It's available on Teachable. I don't think most of our listening audience right now needs it because most people have tuned in and they kind of know. But if you're a younger fella and, you need guidance on a career, you reach out to me and Chad. Maybe you need guidance on other stuff. So if you didn't have a dad, your dad didn't participate, that's my latest course, The Dad You Never Had, on Teachable.
And I had a good dad. So did you.
You did have a good dad. Yeah,
Yes.
You still got a good dad.
Still do.
Yeah.
Well, Clary, thanks for joining me here. It was always good. And when should we hang out?
Soon.
Soon.